Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today is going to be super exciting because as you can see we're in the Muc-Off workshop, which means one thing, dun dun dun, we've got the new analog bike. So this is my new Focus Jam. As you can see, there's a number of parts that I don't ride for, so we're going to be changing them. Let's get into it. After last year, we thought the green was obviously super sick. We've got to mix it up. So we're going for the black. And obviously with the fact that I ride for Fox, we're going to have the orange pop in with the black. I guess the hard work starts right now by stripping it. Things like the gear cable, we're going to do away with because after this year riding the AXS stuff, I actually really enjoyed it and it was great fun. Remove all of this, have the AXS, means we don't need any internal cable routing. Right, there we go, got the forks off. We are getting there, it's starting to look more like a frame now, and I think the next process is when I do this. There you go, done. Shot. We needed 4 hands on the job now, so I've got the main man, is Robbo.
Nice, it's gonna need
coming on in. Okay. So while it's out, I may as well grease her up. Even brand new grease. First on the case, these bad boys up together, the DMR axes, but we obviously need to put a BB in first, so the push fit will make that happen. Drive side push fit BB. The crank set is on, DMR X cranks, DMR blade chainring in 32 tooth and the DMR speed guide. We're there. Next step is we've got these bad boys, the Halo, this time Gravitas wheels. So the last ones were the Vortex, the Gravitas, because I've been doing a lot more downhill sort of racing on my enduro bike, so we've gone for the downhill specific Gravitas instead. Yeah. Got ourselves some pink valves, look at them. The old Schwalbes this year, and on the rear we're going to run the Big Betty because it's slightly better for braking, and then on the front we're going to have a Magic Mary to pierce through that mud and help with the steering. We fitted the Big Betty. The next step is the old tubeless sealant. There we are, done. We've nicked the AXS off the old bike. We are going to now change this bad boy, so we're going from the RockShox can to this. Coils on this particular bike work very well in my opinion. The fact that I use it as a mini downhill bike works super good. So we've got the Fox DHX2 and we're combining that, because I'm a bit of a big boy, a 650 spring. Next step is to take the original shock off. Black and orange looking fire. So obviously we've got some forks to put on in a minute. That's going to look pretty prime time. So we've got to put them in, cut the steerer down, and then we should be good to go. So we've gone for the orange rear shock. We've sorted this, we've cut the steerer down, and now it's a case of putting the final piece to this puzzle together. Look at that, orange on orange. Banging. So next to the equation is this. This is the DMR Defy stem. We're going for a 35mm length to bring the cockpit nice and close.
Good length.
Exactly. As much as I love coming to this place, it is a bit of a noise because there's just distractions everywhere. But we're going to finalise it with the old DMR Oi Oi stem cap. So that's going to go nicely there. And then we're slowly but surely getting there. Look at it, black and orange. Next addition is quite a big addition to the DMR range, and that is the new O-Dub Siggies. As you can see, these things are pretty sick, and it even tells you exactly what you're running. So these are 35mm rise, 35mm clamp, 5 degrees up and 8 degrees back. Look at that. Cheers, Dubs. Look at them. So we're going to fit the brake. We've obviously got the shifter already from the previous bike, so that's all good to go. Next question we've got with these wheels is the fact that do we go for the orange decals or the silver decals? Bearing in mind the orange goes with the orange, or the silver's nice and chilled, matches the rest of the frame. I think I might actually go silver because all the others are actually orange on my previous bikes. Go, that's one side done. Look at them. The advantage we've got with the Fox dropper, one, this is 200mm, so that basically means we can rise it for the climbs and slam it for the descents. But unlike other droppers, the cable actually runs from starting from the post and it goes all the way to the lever, so it's much easier to service and change cable and all that good stuff. Grease it up. It's quite important when you get a brand new bike that you grease things up, because they come very dry when you get them. So just little bits of grease, little bits of oil here and there. Fitted the transfer dropper. She's looking rather pimp. But unfortunately, we run out of time at Muc-Off, so I've come back home to finish her off. Here we are, back home. We're going to kick things off with these things. These are the DMR Volts, and obviously black build, had to go for the black pedals. But the difference is, I run these. These are the DMR Kingpins. The advantage you have with these is they're slightly longer. Obviously, I'm a flat pedal rider. It gives you plenty more grip in the shoe. Not that these aren't grippy at all, but for the downhill stuff that I ride, I almost prefer the extra grip that I get with these. Grease them up so they don't stay sat in your cranks. Next up, we have the DMR Def Grip. Now, we've actually gone for the gunmetal grey. As you can see, matches quite nicely with the grey top tube. These come in a number of shapes and sizes. I opt for the soft compound with a flange and thin. So when you put these on, you just got to make sure when you get near the end, you get a nice mallet and whack them on properly. There's a number of people who don't put them all the way to the end, so make sure you do. So she's starting to look like a full bike now, and as you can see, it's missing one thing. Yep, you've guessed it, it's missing the saddle. So we've got a choice. We either go for the snow camo or we go for the stealth black camo. Silver and black. Go with the silver and the silver. Stealth, but the gold rails to go with obviously the Kashima and the Kashima. I opted for the gold and the black rails. Look at it. Oh, she's looking and coming together like a full bike. Just missing one thing, which is the mud guard. This is the Mudhugger Evo bolt-on. It's a fit and forget system, which means it goes straight in, bolts behind, and the advantage we've got with it is in the summer it helps relieve dust from going into my seals, and obviously in the winter it stops mud in my face. Win-win. So it can sit there all year quite happily without scratching the fork or anything like that. She is looking pretty fine. Here we are then, sports fans, back at Muc-Off HQ, and as you can see, the Dark Assassin is looking unreal. So we've gone obviously for a black vibe with the orange poppy colour. So a bit of stealth, bit of loudness. Obviously the Focus Jam itself, carbon front end, alley back end. I've gone for a size large. It's 150mm of travel. You can see Fox 38 factories on the front there. We've got the Fox DHX2 on the rear. I prefer coil shock on this bike. This is because of the nature of my riding, mini downhills, etc. This is almost perfect for that, where I don't mind carrying the extra weight up the hills. Kashima coated transfer dropper post, 200mm. Wheel set, super important when we hit some of the gnarly stuff later on this year, Mega Avalanche, etc. So we've gone for the downhill Halo Gravitas wheels. On the front, we've actually got a Schwalbe Magic Mary in the ultra soft compound. On the rear, we've got a Schwalbe Big Betty because it's slightly better for braking in my eyes. This one is in soft compound because we're going to probably wear it out down some of the trails going on soon. But for racing purposes, I might put the ultra soft on. Once again, we've got the Halo Gravitas rear wheel with super drive hub. We've stuck with the electric AXS gears. DMR components, obviously a massive thing on this bike. So we've got DMR axe cranks in 170. We've got the DMR Volt pedals once again in black. This time we've got the Super Kings. These are a very slight, larger version of the normal pins. Basically means more grip for flat pedal riders. Blade chainring in 32 tooth, along with DMR speed guide to keep that thing on right there. Obviously, who can forget the DMR Oi Oi saddle. So we've gone for the Stealth edition, the black edition. Only difference is with this, it's got gold rails, which obviously match the Kashima on the dropper post and the fork. And up front, we've got the DMR O-Dub Siggies. Look at them things. So we've gone for 35mm rise, uncut, which is 800. Along with that, we've got the DMR Defy stem. Once again, 35mm length, 35mm diameter. We've obviously got the Def grips on there as well. I like the gunmetal, it's sort of almost goes with the silver on the top. The finer details, we've got to have the Muc-Off stickers on there, look. This is the Mud Hugger Evo bolt-on, so they screw directly into the back of the fork, which eliminates any scratches with zip ties, cable ties or whatever. Massive thanks to Muc-Off for allowing me to use their workshop. She is looking unreal and super excited to take it for a test very soon. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. If you have, it'd be great if you give it a thumbs up. Be sick if you subscribe. In the next video, hopefully we take this for a little spin. Till the next one, I'll see you in a bit. Oi, oi.